So the people that are the CEOs, the C-suite, they have a whole different bag of stuff going on. It's not just the regular person that has an issue.
Mhm.
So I have to be careful how I deal with that. It doesn't scare me, but just there's a personal level that they have to change, and then it ties into the business level. It all is woven in.
I'm going to tell you, there are many business schools. I went to an Ivy League, or what they call red brick school myself. The culture that they teach is in self inherently toxic. And the reason why I say that is because the idea is that they teach the business tactics, strategies, and methodologies, but they don't teach the part where you have to take care of yourself, self-care practices, all those things.
Right,
Okay?
right.
And so I can tell you that I graduated from business school. I had a whole bunch of tools, and I'm like, you're missing a very important part of this whole process. And a lot of the C-suite executives have this in their heads that they must succeed.
Right, at any cost.
They attach their identity to success.
Right.
Even after you graduate, yes?
Right.
So they enter the workplace and so on. What ends up happening is they must succeed at any cost. The problem is that in an organization where you have other people who are part of this construct, what happens is that they may not be moving as fast as you. They may not be thinking as fast as you.
Right.
Their priorities might be just to feed their families. Their priorities would not be necessarily to create grand mergers and acquisitions and whatever else that you're thinking about. The worst thing that you can do for a C-suite executive is if you take a C-suite executive from someplace like Ernst & Young, and you put them to run a mom and pop shop. So they don't see their lack of adaptability as a weakness in and of itself.
Right.
But the pressure that they are put under makes sure that organizational change becomes hard. Because if they're the ones introducing the organizational change because of the urgency which they have inside themselves to succeed.
Right. And their intentions are more of ego than of.
People pick it up and they resist.
Right.
The resistance is what causes a problem.
Quiet, sacred life. I have my, corporate job, and then I have my clients. So I've been running these in tandem for a while, but you really impressed me with your background because you have the corporate and then you have the fix it. And that's marrying the two is how I feel what I'm doing. So,
yes, it's sometimes very good to have your head in the clouds and your feet on the ground.
Right.
Yes, a lot of people have a problem with that balance. So they either choose the head in the clouds or the feet in the ground bit, right?
Yeah.
But in both instances, if your head is in the cloud, there's a danger of floating away from reality.
Right.
And if your feet is too much in the ground, you're just waiting to go into that grave, right?
Yeah, you're too stagnant, right? You have to find that equilibrium, that balance. So, and I found that you don't really find balance. You have to create it. You have to put the effort. You have to do the daily spiritual practice. You can't just wing it. It doesn't work like that.